Oak Island treasure finally found. History Channel confirms a secret that's been around for hundreds of years. A treasure that people have only talked about and told stories about, but nobody has ever actually seen it. Oak Island, this place, where every hole, every rock, and even every drop of water has its own story to tell. And now, recent digging has shocked the whole world. The History Channel has said the Oak Island treasure has finally been found. And that's not all. There have been underwater discoveries that will blow your mind. These discoveries not only make the old stories about Jack Adams and his mysterious meetings even more interesting, but they also bring out the biggest piece of the puzzle that many generations of people have spent their lives, money, and years trying to solve. Rick and Marty Legina, who have been exploring this place for years, say this is just the beginning. But what they saw was so weird and unexpected that even the camera people went completely quiet. Some say it could be proof of an old civilization. Some believe it's a religious object. And some claim it wasn't made by humans at all. Now, the biggest question is this the real truth about Oak Island, or just another layer that points to an even deeper, scarier, and more shocking mystery? What's about to come might change your mind forever. If you don't want to miss what happens next, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications, because the real game has just started. Oak Island. Just hearing the name makes you think of mystery and adventure. This small but extremely mysterious place sits on the shores of the Atlantic Ocean in Nova Scotia, Canada. If you look at it on a map, it looks like a tiny spot, but when it comes to history and stories, it's one of the most interesting places in the world. Water all around, thick forests and muddy swamps in between, basically a perfect movie location. The story starts around 1795. A young guy named Daniel McInnes comes to this small island while traveling by boat. While walking around in the forest, he sees a strange round spot on the ground, like something had been buried there before. There was a tree near it, and from one of its branches, a rope was hanging, like someone had been digging or hanging something there earlier. Daniel found this spot so weird that he called his friends, and the three of them started digging there. As they removed the dirt, they found wooden platforms every 10 feet. These didn't look natural at all. Someone had created these layers on purpose. And as they dug deeper, the mystery got bigger too. They found strange stones with symbols carved on them that nobody could understand. Nobody knew what language these were in or what they meant. Later, when this news spread, many teams came here. Some found old tools, some found coconut fibers, which don't grow naturally in this area, and some found mysterious carvings on stones. These things made people even more suspicious. What did someone hide here after working so hard? Oak Island is also perfect location-wise. There's ocean all around, and the water flow is set up so that if you build a tunnel system here, it can fill with water or become empty. This means if someone wants to hide treasure, this place is perfect. Nobody will be able to reach it easily. All these clues, wooden platforms, strange stones, and unknown carvings came together to form a puzzle that nobody has been able to completely solve until now. And this is why Oak Island is considered one of the biggest unsolved mysteries in the world. The mystery of Oak Island isn't just a 1 or 2 year thing. This story is more than 200 years old and involves dozens of teams, hundreds of people, and countless efforts. Sometimes people even lost their lives. The digging that started in 1795 by Daniel McInnes and his friends was later continued by many different groups. Every team thought they would be the ones to reach the real treasure. But the reality was that winning a game like Oak Island isn't easy. In the 1800s, a team went deeper and found some strange things. Coconut fibers, iron tools, and then tunnels filled with water. These tunnels were built so cleverly that it seemed like their only purpose was to stop the diggers. As soon as the team crossed a certain depth, seawater entered the tunnel and the pit completely filled up. Back then, pumping technology wasn't that advanced either. So the digging stopped there. Then came the early 1900s when new investors and big machines entered the picture. This time the digging was done on an even bigger scale. But as the depth increased, the danger increased too. Accidents happened because of soil sliding, and some workers got buried there. During this time, a story made Oak Island even more mysterious: the curse of Oak Island. According to local rumors, the real treasure won't be found until 7 people lose their lives. After the accidents and drowning incidents in the 1900s, this death count started going up. Until now, officially 6 people have died, and people get scared just thinking about the 7th person. In between, the search was stopped many times, either because money ran out or the team broke up due to accidents. But after a few years, a new group always came with new hope and new machinery. Every time with the same confidence. This time, we'll do it. In the 1950s and 60s, the search reached a very professional level. Huge drilling machines, pumps, and expert engineers were brought in. But the land of Oak Island seemed to be protecting the treasure in its chest. Sometimes floods, sometimes tunnel collapses, sometimes machine failures. For some reason or another, the final step was always left incomplete. Despite all this mystery never stopped attracting people. Why? Maybe because every time a little clue was found, old coins, mysterious stones, wooden beams, or pieces of metal, which convinced people that there was something here, something very big. And this is the passion of Oak Island, a game where centuries-old secrets, treasure worth millions, and maybe even a face-off with death are all at stake. The real twist in Oak Island's story came when 2 brothers stepped into it, Rick and Marty Legina. Both of them had been crazy about this mystery since they were kids. It was 1965 when Rick was just 11 years old. He read about Oak Island in a magazine. How for centuries people had been searching for some mysterious treasure here, and how nobody had been able to find it yet. At that age, only one thing stuck in Rick's mind. One day, I'll go there and solve this mystery. Marty was a little younger back then, but Rick's passion rubbed off on him too. Years passed. Both of them grew up and got busy with their own lives. Rick in the oil and gas business, and Marty in engineering and winemaking. But the dream of Oak Island never faded. In the early 2000s, both brothers decided that now was the time. They bought a large part of Oak Island, and this time the game wouldn't be played with old-fashioned shovels and pickaxes, but with modern technology and big planning. This is where the TV show, The Curse of Oak Island, started, which was launched by the History Channel. This show got viewers from all over the world involved in every step, every dig, and every bit of suspense at Oak Island. Now, viewers could also watch live what the team was finding every day, what new problems were coming up, and how close they were to solving the mystery. Rick and Marty didn't just add hard-working laborers to their team, but the best experts in the world. Divers to go underwater and search for clues in dangerous and tight places. Engineers who handle high-tech drilling, ground-penetrating radar, and pumping systems. Historians who figure out the history and connection of every artifact found. Metal. Detection specialists who can find even the tiniest bit of metal, whether it's under the soil or in water. They had what previous teams didn't have: high-resolution drones, 3D mapping, underwater sonar, and laser scanning. These gadgets started to reveal the picture of Oak Island's underground, like someone had installed an X-ray machine. Rick's approach was a little emotional and careful. He treated every artifact like a piece of history. Marty's approach was more business-minded, making quick decisions, putting resources in the right place, and speeding up the process. Together, their different ways of thinking made the search for Oak Island stronger than ever. With each season of the show, the team found clues that started discussions worldwide. Old coins, mysterious wooden structures, underwater tunnels, and stones with strange symbols. The more they searched, the more interesting Oak Island became. Rick and Marty's journey isn't just an attempt to reach the treasure, but it's the story of turning a childhood dream into reality. And now millions of people are walking with them on this journey. And the most interesting thing is, the more you think the truth is about to come out, Oak Island reveals a new secret. The recent digging at Oak Island changed everything. This time, it wasn't just about shovels and drill machines. This time, they brought in technology that could look directly underwater and tell where the real secret was hidden. Rick and Marty knew that this centuries-old mystery wasn't hidden above ground, but below and underwater. So they first did a high-tech underwater survey. The machines they brought for this looked like something from a science fiction movie. First came the conductivity survey system. In simple words, it's a scanner that can tell the difference between soil and metal, both on land and underwater. It was put into the water, and as soon as it started scanning, different colors started appearing on the screen. Deep red and yellow colors meant there was something there, and it wasn't normal soil. Then came the sonar imaging system. It sends sound waves underwater and makes a 3D map of every corner of the area. It became clear in the sonar images that there were some round and straight-line structures that didn't look natural. Seeing these shapes, the smile that had been waiting for years finally appeared on the teens' faces. But the most exciting part came when underwater drones entered the scene. These small robots were sent into the water with cameras and lights. The footage their cameras sent back was like a movie scene. A large metal structure buried in mud, carved stones near it, and a shape that looked like a closed, sealed chest. As soon as the drone's light hit it, strange signs were visible on that metal, which surprised even the historians. Some were saying it was an ancient European design. Some were saying it looked like Middle Eastern art, and some claimed it didn't match any known civilization. With the help of these machines, the team decided for the first time where the real location was. That's the place where maybe that treasure, or that artifact, or that something is hidden. The thing Oak Island is famous for. The most interesting part was that these technologies also shook up the old theories. Earlier, people thought the treasure was just buried in the ground. But conductivity and sonar showed that there's a whole underground tunnel and water system here that someone built very carefully. This means whoever was doing all this wasn't just hiding treasure, but was a master engineer trying to protect it. For Rick and Marty, these results were like a dream come true. Finally, after years of hard work, they got the first solid evidence that was telling them, yes, you're digging in the right place. But one thing is certain about Oak Island. Here, with every answer, a new question comes up. And this time, too, the technology found the location. But what was going to be found next put the team in even deeper suspense. The location they got from the conductivity survey and sonar images was just a point on Oak Island's map. But the color of that point was different from all other places. This place was glowing in a deep red color on the screen, which meant there was something big and metallic there. Rick and Marty knew this opportunity couldn't be missed. They immediately called a team of divers. These weren't ordinary divers. They had years of experience in deep-sea diving, underwater construction, and exploration. When the team got ready early in the morning, there was a strange silence in the air. The water's surface was completely calm, but nobody knew what was below. The divers put on their suits, put on their helmets, and turned on the cameras. Everyone's eyes were on the monitor screens where live footage was about to come from underwater. As soon as the first diver got into the water, the camera started showing a blue, hazy environment. After a while, mud and small stones were visible at the bottom, but then something shiny appeared in the corner of the screen. The diver slowly moved closer and turned on the light. There was a strange metal structure there. It was neither straight nor round, but had many angles and carved lines. It looked like part of a machine, and also like artwork. The metal was rusted, but its shape was still clear. As he moved a little further, the diver saw something that took everyone's breath away. A sealed chest, half buried in mud. It was made of wood and metal, had metal strips on all four corners, and a large lock in the middle. It looked like it wasn't meant to sink in water, but for some reason, it was brought here and hidden. Rick's voice came over the intercom. "What's its size?" The diver replied, "About 3 feet long and 1.5 feet wide, but it seems really heavy." The team decided that for now, it was necessary to leave the chest there and scan the rest of the area too. The diver went a little further, and then a carved stone appeared. It had strange symbols and patterns on it, some round, some straight. Lines and some that looked like an unknown language. Historian Charles Morrison, who was watching the footage from above, kept writing something quietly in his notebook. Later, he said these designs seemed to be a mix of centuries-old European crosses and Middle Eastern patterns. But as the diver was sending videos of these things, the people standing above started giving different theories. Some were saying it could be the treasure of the Templar Knights. Some said maybe it's cargo from a Spanish ship that sank for some reason. And some thought even crazier, it's not made by humans at all. The underwater environment was also strange. The diver said that place's temperature was colder than the rest of the water, and there was also a slight vibration, like water or wind was flowing from somewhere. The biggest problem was that it wasn't easy to bring out the chest and metal. Structure. These things were stuck so deep in mud that pulling them straight out would be dangerous. If there was a tunnel system connected below, the water pressure could wash everything away. Rick and Marty decided to mark the location for now record everything in detail and make a plan on how to get them out safely. Even after the team left, the red mark of that place kept echoing in everyone's mind. Was there gold or silver in that chest? An ancient artifact? Or a secret that all this engineering was done to hide? One thing was certain. This time, Oak Island didn't just give a clue, but proof that showed something very big is hidden here, and it's about to come out. The biggest attraction at the underwater location where the divers had reached was the metal chest, mysterious, heavy, and completely sealed. From the top, it was clear this was no ordinary box. Thick iron strips were attached to its corners, which not only gave it strength, but also looked like some kind of artwork. In the middle was an old but very strong lock, which had rusted with time but still hadn't broken. The symbols on the chest caught everyone's attention. These weren't simple carvings. There were circular patterns, cross-like designs, and some strange symbols that nobody could immediately recognize. Historian Charles Morrison, after watching the footage, said, "These could maybe be symbols of the Templar Knights, but it's a bit strange to find them here." At the same time, another expert said their pattern somewhat resembles Old Middle Eastern script, but the most mysterious thing was that some of the marks were completely unknown, not recorded in any history, until now. By touching the chest, the diver estimated it weighed at least 200 to 250 pounds, meaning if there was something inside, it was either very dense metal or solid gold. But the chest wasn't the only thing found underwater. Divers found some old coins around the same area. These coins buried in mud had now turned black. But after cleaning, some dates and designs were visible on them, one of which was from the 1600s. This discovery by itself was big proof that humans had come to Oak Island centuries ago and maybe even brought treasure. Besides these coins, small gold pieces were also found, like broken parts of some big gold jewelry or statue. These pieces were a little dull in shine, but as soon as the diver shone the light, Their golden glow spread underwater. Rick said only one thing after seeing them. If these are just pieces, then how big would the real thing be? But here came a twist. Some things were also found whose meaning is still not clear. One of them was a strange round disc made of thin metal, but its material was neither completely gold nor silver. There were mysterious carvings on the disc, and a small hole in the middle, like it was part of some machine or large structure. There was another thing, a small piece of stone carved in cube shape. This wasn't an ordinary stone, but looked like a rare black stone with a slight shine to it. There were also two strange symbols on it, so light that they weren't clearly visible in water. But after cleaning, they would probably become clearer dot after seeing these unknown things. The team's experts believed this discovery could not only be treasure, but could change the direction of history. If whatever is in the chest is connected to these artifacts, then Oak Island's story might not just be about gold and silver, but about a forgotten civilization or secret order. Rick and Marty clearly said, "We can't extract all of this right now. First, everything will be documented. Then, we'll extract it with the right technique. One mistake could lose everything. And this is Oak Island's magic. It gives you so much that you're forced to go deeper, but keeps the real secret hidden until the end." This time the team had not just clues, but solid evidence that something is hidden below that the world has never seen. When the underwater footage and artifacts were shown to experts from around the world, their reactions didn't go in one direction. They became even more confusing. Each expert gave their own theory, and to be honest, many of them were spine-chilling. The first to speak was historian Charles Morrison. He studied the chest and symbols on it closely. Charles said, "The pattern of these designs and these cross-like shapes directly remind me of the Templar Knights." The Templar Knights were a very powerful religious warrior organization in the 12th and 13th centuries, which is said to have had immense wealth and sacred relics. Charles believed Oak Island might have been their secret storage point, where they hid treasure and religious artifacts. Then came the theory of Spanish treasure. "I see 16th and 17th century Spanish influences in the chest's design and coins," said Mary Colton, an expert in marine archaeology. She believed it was probably cargo from a Spanish galleon that was hidden in the Atlantic to prevent it from sinking. At that time, the Spanish Empire was carrying gold and silver around the world, and piracy was common. But the story doesn't end there. Some experts linked it to religious artifact theories. According to them, the chest's design and stone carvings could be connected to the Holy Grail, and some even say it could contain the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred chest that held God's 10 Commandments. If this turns out to be true, Oak Island won't just be a treasure hunt, but the center of the world's biggest religious discovery. Now, let's come to the strangest and most controversial opinion. It's not man-made at all. This was said by Dr. Alex Hunter, who's a metallurgist and antique structure expert. After scanning the metal structure and unknown round disc, he said their material doesn't match any known metal composition. It's neither completely gold nor silver nor any common alloy. Its crystal structure doesn't match human technology. Hunter said either this is work of some forgotten, very advanced civilization, or we'll have to rewrite our history books. His hint was clear. It's possible this came from an extraterrestrial source. When these things were discussed on the TV show, it created a storm of debate among viewers. Some people considered these things science fiction, while others were saying, if there's been a mystery at Oak Island for so many years, then it's possible the real reason is beyond our thinking. Rick and Marty also gave their opinion, but they didn't speak directly. Rick simply said, "We'll see the truth with our own eyes, not through any theory." Marty had a slightly different take. "If this is treasure, we'll find it. If this is history, we'll prove it. And if this is something else, then we'll show it to the world." After all these opinions, one thing was clear. Oak Island's secret isn't just about money and gold. Whatever is here can shake human history, religion, and maybe science. All three dot as soon as every new clue emerges in Oak Island's search. Debates heat up on internet and forums around the world. Expert opinions are one thing, but public and researcher theories seem to have come straight from movies and books to reality. The first theory is the secret of ancient civilization. Some researchers believe the tunnel system and metal structures found at Oak Island belong to a time when modern technology didn't exist. They say this could be work of a civilization that existed thousands of years ago but disappeared from history's pages. These people say similar mysterious constructions have been found in other parts of the world too, like Egypt's pyramids or Peru's Machu Picchu, whose construction still raises many questions. Oak Island might have been such a civilization's secret outpost. The second theory is a secret religious order's hidden treasure. The Templar Knight's name often comes up, but some people take it further. They say not just gold and silver are hidden here, but religious artifacts like the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, or documents that can change the entire picture of religion and history. This theory gets stronger because many symbols on chests and stones match religious symbols. If this turns out true, Oak Island won't just be a treasure hunt. It'll become the biggest spiritual discovery in the whole world. But the third theory is most controversial and exciting: the angle of aliens or advanced technology. Now, many people laugh hearing this, but some materials and design patterns found at Oak Island are so strange, they don't match any known civilization. Metallurgists like Dr. Alex Hunter had said the disc and metal structure's material is completely different from today's technology. Neither its crystal structure matches nor its composition. Some even say Oak Island might have once been a landing spot or storage hub where extraterrestrials hid their equipment or specimens. These theories flood social media. From Reddit to YouTube comments, people present their own stories and theories. Some claim their ancestors heard Oak Island was a gateway connecting to another world. Some say the tunnel system is actually part of an underwater city. And some believe the real treasure was never at Oak Island. It's all just a trap designed to divert attention from the real location. Rick and Marty listen to all these theories carefully, but their approach is different. They say, "We'll test every theory, but we'll only believe it when we have proof in hand." The most interesting thing about these speculations is none of them seem completely impossible. Oak Island has proven time and again that whatever is here is beyond our imagination. Whether it's traces of a forgotten civilization, a secret order's treasure, or evidence of some technology that's not of human origin, the truth is that with every dig here, the mystery gets deeper. And this is why Oak Island has become not just a place, but a story where pages of history, religion, and science are turning together. And we're all just waiting to see the next page. What was found underwater gave new energy to Rick and Marty's team. They knew the real game had just begun. Now the plan was clear: dig deeper. But this wasn't going to be easy. First, they'd have to prepare a full underwater recovery operation to remove the metal chest and strange structure underwater. This would need high-powered pumps, special cranes, and divers who could work in extreme conditions. The plan was to first remove surrounding mud and debris, then slowly bring the chest up so that if there was something delicate or historic inside, it wouldn't get damaged. But then another concern came up: government interference at Oak Island. Local authorities have tried to stop work several times in the name of safety and historical preservation. Now that the discovery has become public and is making headlines in media, there's danger that the government might take control of the site and the excavation team will lose control. Rick and Marty don't say anything about this openly, but it's clear from their faces they're feeling the pressure. And then as soon as this news spread, rumors of the old curse also returned. Local people and some old workers started saying, "Remember the story of 7 deaths? We've just reached the 6th death. In this cursed story of Oak Island, it's believed the real treasure won't be revealed until 7 people give up their lives." Hearing these rumors, new workers also became anxious. The team decided, leave the fear behind, but take every step carefully. The next season won't just be an excavation, but is going to be the biggest operation in Oak Island's history. Rick said in an interview, "This isn't just treasure. This is the first step to change history." And it's true too. Oak Island's story is no longer just about a few coins or pieces of gold. Now it's about that truth, which might change our books, our beliefs, and our thinking forever. Marty said, "We've just touched the surface. What's going to be found next, the world has probably never seen." Hearing this, excitement among the show's fans increased even more. Everyone wants to know what's inside that chest. Is it the Holy Grail, an ancient artifact, or a secret that was completely engineered to hide? The team has promised they'll fully explore this location in the next season, and they also hinted, be ready, because what's coming will change the history of not only Oak Island, but the entire world. And this is where the script suspense reaches its peak. So if you don't want to miss the next piece of this mystery, if you want to see what's in that sealed chest, and if you want to know how big Oak Island's truth is, then subscribe to the channel now. Turn on notifications and stay connected with us, because the real game has just begun. Oak Island's story isn't over yet. It's just beginning.